What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Hang 10. We've got another exciting week, another exciting podcast here, hanging out in the Wavy Plus studio. I'm your host, Brian Michigan. Thank you to A1 American for sponsoring yet again this episode of Hang 10. Very exciting today because we've got a board builder. I was going to say board shaper, but board builder, which I actually think sounds even cooler.
Yeah.
But we're going to be talking all about, the art really of making surfboards. And I'm really stoked about it because this has been kind of something that I feel like in every surfer's life, they always think, hey, I'm going to maybe build my own board one day. So we've got Andrew Everson here with us. You are from here.
Yes.
You are from here. You've been living here basically your whole life. You were just telling me.
Yep.
Kind of tell me, first off, how you got into surfing and how this surfing went from one thing to just riding boards to wanting to build them yourself.
Yeah. So I started surfing super young. My mom actually taught me down in Florida. And then I moved up here into Virginia Beach when I was probably 5. I lived up here my whole life since then. And that passion just kind of never really went away. So she got me into it. I got addicted. You know, it's like when you catch your first wave and you actually remember when you caught it.
Totally.
Once I figured that out, you got the bug, and I was locked in for life.
I know all too well
Yeah.
about the bug.
Yeah.
The bug is, if for those who maybe are new to surfing, the bug is either once you see your first wave or stand up on your first wave, there's that rush. It's like, you can't even describe it as like an adrenaline rush because it's more than that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you almost think in that moment, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life, no matter what.
Yeah.
And, so I know that feeling. That's how a lot of surfers know that feeling, especially those who do it year round. And it's, they make every part of their kind of life around it. So how'd you go from surfing to board making? Because I feel like that step to really actually dig into the science and the art of making surfboards it's kind of tricky because sometimes it's a whole nother thing that you have to like cross over. Like there's a whole nother bug you have to catch for shaping boards.
Yeah. So it's, everyone has a backstory, right? So I was with my best friend and we were 18 years old. So I'm a young 18-year-old kid thinking I'm on top of the world. I could do anything. I just graduated high school.
Right.
The world is mine.
Yeah.
So we were fishing one night and he had this crazy idea. It's like, man, I really want to start making surfboards. And I looked at him like he was crazy. Now, mind you, this is back in 2008, before YouTube even became the mecca that it is.
YouTube University is what I like to say because you could learn how to do everything on it.
Yeah. So he was like, hey, let's do this. I found this website called Swaylocks that just has surfboard information on it. And I let him convince me into it because he had gone to Costa Rica and broke a board.
Right.
And then
it's like, oh man, well, I'm here in Costa Rica and I've got no board.
Well, yeah. Oh, he came back.
Right.
Yeah. And then we surfed together here. I had just gotten a new board myself and that board broke during a hurricane. So he was like, man, we should really try this. It's going to be a lot cheaper than going and buying boards. And I was like, oh, well, you had me at that. I'm sold because, we're 18. We don't have any money.
Exactly.
Little did we realize how much of an investment we had to put into it initially. So we had to buy the tools and all that stuff. So we're just silly young kids.
Not as, it's not like a snap your finger thing and a board appears in front of you. There's a lot of work that goes into it.
We went for it and that's exactly what I did. Just went for it. He showed me kind of the pages, like he printed out an encyclopedia is what it seemed like of how to do it. And you got textbook and then you got video. I learned more visually and he learned more textbook.
I think I'm the same way.
Yeah. So
you learn by doing.
Yeah. I got to fail several times. And that's exactly what I did, man. I still have my first board. And every time I look at it, I'm like, man, that thing is hideous. It sent me to the hospital. I learned ding repairs on it and I learned how to shape on it. But it really just started with, hey, I think we can do this. Let's try it. And we tried it and I made one and I thought it was the best board in the world because I'm biased. I made it.
Of course.
So you get this connection to the board, that soul behind it. And I tell you what, man, that was the addiction right there, is the fact that I was able to use my hands to build something. And then I did every step of it, hence the board builder aspect of there. And man, I tell you what, once I made that one, I wanted to make another and then another and then another and just progressively get better.
And now it kind of has spiraled into now you have your own surfboard company, your own brand. tell people, about it and kind of when you started this.
Cool. So the brand label is Shapes by Everson now. And it used to be 7x7 surfboards. And then we switched it over to Shapes by Everson. And I'm the only one that does it now.
Right.
So my best friend's gone off to be a doctor. So he'll be buying more boards.
Yeah. Regular customer.
Yeah. So started in 2008 building boards. And I've been building them ever since. And every single board that's made by me is done all 100% by my hands.
I feel like with big surfboard brands nowadays, a lot of it is machine.
Yes.
You have the kind of personal touch to every single one that you make. And you have a bunch of team riders too that you've how long has the your kind of team been going for? Like, when did you start that?
The team is as of last year.
Oh, really? So that's new.
Yeah, it's
that's
fresh.
exciting.
Yeah. So we haven't even reached our 1-year contract with our team riders yet.
Right.
So that's coming up here towards the end of the year. But we do have a shaping machine that we utilize at our shop, and then
I'm sure now with sometimes getting so many orders, you kind of have to take maybe the
easy.
Yeah.
So I handshake for 10 years straight, and I was super proud of that. So I probably made about 300 boards by hand before I started designing files, and then that's a whole different category.
Right.
You got CAD file, and then you got doing it by hand. So there's a lot of people that think the purist, and then the guys that are like, I just want it now.
Yeah.
But I specialize in shortboards.
Right.
And if you think about
you shortboard yourself.
Yes.
You've been surfing for a long time.
Yep.
Do you like the shorter boards because you can do maybe more with them to make it do different things on the wave?
Yeah, I've got a different surfing style.
Right.
Like out of the ocean, I guess I like to say I'm a little bit more laid back and chill, but in the ocean, I'm more aggressive.
Go to town. Yeah. You just like to rip.
Work.
Yeah.
And I'm not the best by any means, but I can get up on a wave.
Right.
But shortboarding was just kind of what I started with, and I stuck with that. So I stayed within the wheelhouse. Now I make longboards and fun boards, mid-lengths, fishes, anything that somebody would want.
But your go-to, your heart,
Yeah, shortboards all day.
Of course.
Until I can't walk anymore.
Oh, yeah. Of course. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to definitely start to ask you more about the board shaping process. Cool. I'm so excited to learn about this because, again, this is something that even, growing up was like, I'm going to make my own board one day. But it just never happened. There's so many steps that goes into it. It's not just, again, snap your finger and a board shows up. It's a lot of time. Sure. It's a lot of time and effort. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll get right to that. Thanks for joining me.
Yeah, man.
All right, we're back. Andrew, thanks for coming on. You're going to teach me everything there is to know. I'm going to be shaping my first board now with your, you're going to inspire me to do it. One day I'm going to do it.
Hey, shop's there when you're ready.
Yeah. So, your shop is in Virginia Beach or in this, in the area, Norfolk, Portsmouth, Hampton Roads.
Yeah.
How long have you kind of had that space for?
So we've, this premise behind board building started in a 10x10 pop-up gazebo on the side of, his name's Robert, my best friend's house.
That's awesome.
We got kicked out of there.
Oh.
So I did it in my garage at my house for a little bit. Found out that wasn't conducive for my family living. It's a very messy process.
It is.
Shout out to my dad for even letting me do that.
Getting it started.
Then we moved to a storage unit, and I was building boards in there. And then we finally got onto a facility that we now currently pay rent at, and then took over another facility, and we're working out of there. So I've been in this current shop for about 5, almost 6 years now.
Okay.
And that's home base right now.
Right.
It's down at the ocean front.
Okay. Nice. So prime location,
right?
At least when it comes, definitely for,
yes.
surfing.
Yep.
Around here. That's for sure. So, what is like step 1? Or actually before that even happens, what's step 0 for board shaping? And then like kind of take us through the whole deal.
Let's build a board together. Imaginary setup here. So, from a customer's perspective, you come to me and you're like, hey, I want a board.
Right.
So
taking notes essentially first.
Yeah. So if you're into any hobby, no matter what hobby you do, you learn the hard way at some point.
Of course.
So you tried something, you're like, man, I really like this. And then you bought something, and you usually started with the cheaper one that got you into it. And then you decided, oh, I'm going to invest in it now. So by the time you come to me, you've already invested yourself into surfing and the sport.
Right.
So that's step 0. Step 1 is, all right, let's have a sit down. I love chatting with people and educating them about boards. So we're going to use you as an example. I know you shortboard, and I've seen you out there and you rip. So
thanks, man.
You come to me and be like, whoo, you know, I love this board. I think you're on a 6.4.
I'm on a 6. I'm actually on a 6.0 right now.
6.0. Okay, cool.
It depends on obviously the waves. If I'm riding bigger surf, like I have, you know, my barrel boards are 6.4 and up because I'm a tall guy too.
Yeah, you are.
My height is 6.4.
Yep. Okay.
So obviously there's, you know, factors that go into it: height, weight.
Yep.
All that. It really is a science.
It really is.
But yeah, right now I guess standard shortboard for me would be a 6.0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's what you as a customer figured out. It's like, I like a 6.0.
Right.
That's my wheelhouse. That's what I'm comfortable on. That's what I want to replicate.
Right.
But let's just say I want it for these waves instead of these waves. Perfect. All right.
Different kind of waves for different kind of boards.
Yeah. You know, you have different tools to get the job done. So step 1 is that we figure out what size board you need and what board you want. And then we start building it. So you come to me and I grab a blank, which is just a rough, just rudimentary mold of a general surfboard. I'll upload the file on our CAD program that I've designed with you and got your approval on, and then the machine cuts it. Now, the common mistake people make with machines is, oh, anyone can do it.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Right. It always seems that simple, doesn't it?
It's so simple. That's why it's cheating, right?
Right.
But that gets cut, and it's about 80% done. It comes off and it has just lines where the blade cut everything, and then I have to go through and trim it up.
Of course.
Nothing comes out perfect.
No.
Ever. So then I have to go ahead and put the hands on it and screen it down, sand it down, make it nice and fine. It's like kind of finishing off drywall.
Right.
Essentially, you start with a really rough, and then you fine it.
Yep.
Or fine sand it. We get the shape done. We route the fin boxes into it.
Which that seems really.
That's the scariest part, because you're putting a hole in a solid board.
Yeah.
And you can mess that up.
You don't want to mess it up either, because if you mess it up, there's your blank of foam that you kind of just like, it's not like you can be like, all right, reset button. It's like, you got to work with what you got.
Yeah, it's permanent scars.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we put the fins in, we continue laminating it with fiberglass. So we use epoxy and poly, depending upon the foam, and technology is a whole different subject.
I never really dug into the pros, cons, epoxy versus poly.
Yeah.
Why do surfers use one over the other? Is it all dependent? I think it's all dependent on what wave type, maybe. Is it also skill level, or does skill level not really go into it much?
Skill level doesn't really change that much. It's more feel.
Okay.
So if we use, you know, for people that understand surfboards, there's a stringer, which is the wood
center line of the board,
down.
essentially. Yeah.
So that's typically poly.
Got it.
Poly has been the surfboard staple for board building for 30, 40 plus years.
Right.
Then epoxy came out. Epoxy is a little bit stronger of a material. That's why everyone uses epoxy in home life.
Right.
But epoxy core, which is EPS foam versus poly foam, that's more buoyant.
Yeah.
So that buoyancy keeps you up out of the water a little bit more. So for you as
easier
a
to catch waves.
Yep, that's exactly it. It keeps you up and out, so you're picking up more of the wave energy, creating less drag. Less drag gets you into the wave easier, allows you to ride a little bit smaller board. You can maneuver the board a little bit more. And then we talk about wrapping in carbon fiber and getting all the different feels and all of that. But the premise really is epoxy boards have a more springy feel, so you can feel that wind up and that release, where poly is more predictable, where you can understand
you can feel each, part of the turn, each little, bump on the wave.
Correct.
Okay.
Epoxy, you could say, is a little bit more wild.
Right.
But when you're coming off of doing a big turn and it springs forward and it kind of starts right before you're going in.
Right.
Some people love that.
Some people don't too.
Yeah. And that's why poly's been the staple.
Okay.
And cost effective, of course, as well. Like, we're playing on skateboards on the water, essentially.
Exactly.
So a short board lasts you maybe a year if you're using it daily.
Yeah.
Where a longboard is like an investment. It's like an art piece.
A longboard. Yeah. A longboard. I mean, those could, they're pricey because they're huge boards. The material that you need to make them, obviously.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like if you're longboarding the style of surfing too, you're not putting it into waves of big time consequence.
Right.
Shortboarding, you're throwing yourself over the falls in 3 to 4 foot, shore break sometimes. And, there's going to be some beatings that you're taking.
Yeah.
The springiness, I feel like that's a very interesting kind of thing there, because you would think everyone kind of wants that feeling of that springiness.
Yeah.
But maybe, certain types of waves, you definitely don't. You maybe want more of that hold on the face of the wave.
Yeah. So think
maybe in Virginia Beach, you want more of the springiness because.
Well, it depends. So,
really?
I mean, classic summer swell, that just really small localized swell.
Right.
You've got that more float and that spring, so you're putting more energy behind to get the speed.
Right.
So you need the board to react as well.
True.
Now, we just had Hurricane Aaron pass us.
Yep.
We didn't need help catching those waves.
There was already enough power.
Yeah.
With plenty of it.
We have a poly board that dampens that chatter on there. So you've got predictability and more control in that. So you're going to want that in a choppy condition and a windy condition, because it weighs a little bit more and it dampens that chop. So it feels like a smoother ride instead of chattering on top of the wave.
Got it.
Skipping across.
So we covered, step 0, step 1. We've kind of cut the board out.
Yep.
You're going down. Now you're sanding. You're starting rough.
Yeah.
Then you're going really fine at the end. Yep. And you're, the hard part, fin boxes.
Yeah.
The terrifying part. Your fiberglass is getting coated on there.
Yep. That's the strength.
Yes. What is next? What's like the kind of wrapping it up?
So that's about 75%. Once you get the fiberglass on there, what's known as a hot coat goes on top of the fiberglass, and that seals the fiberglass weave in, and then it makes that nice smooth surface that everyone knows when you pick up a surfboard.
And you feel it, of course. I feel like everybody, you grab grab a new board off the rack.
Yeah.
First thing you're doing is you're just, wow.
The classic under the arm test.
The under the arm test. That's
every single time.
If you know, you know.
If you don't, you should.
If you don't, when you get your first shortboard, you will understand that feeling.
Yeah. So it's just a fine sand. That hot coat is what it's called. On top gets sanded down. Yeah. And then the grits get higher, which makes the surface smoother. And that's it. The board is done.
All done.
And given back to you for its maiden voyage.
For the maiden voyage, to get out there and start ripping. That's awesome.
If you're crazy like me, and I've built plenty of boards.
Right.
Every time I build myself a new board, I'm allowed to have 5 boards on my wall, is what my wife says.
Yeah.
I have a piece of driftwood that they all hang on.
Right.
So I'm allowed to rotate through, and I make one. I like it. Some guy in the water likes it. I'll sell it to him. And I'll make a new one. Research and development. But you take it home, and I'm very guilty of this, as any surfer is. You get your brand new board, you have it, and you set it down on the wall wherever you put it in your room, and then you just stare at it. And then you're mind surfing the whole time. Yeah. It's just calling you, and you know what usually happens? It's flat.
It's flat for watch. You get a new shortboard or new surfboard, anything. The waves go flat for 3 weeks.
Yep.
It's every time. It's automatic.
Yeah.
I also am put it on the wall, take 30,000 pictures of it.
Of course.
Like, it's just automatic.
Yeah.
Because I want to savor the moment, because I know in a year and a half, 2 years, it's going to,
Well, it's like, look at my baby.
Exactly. Exactly. It's going to be all grown up in 2 years, and some dents and bumps and bruises on it from shredding that thing. So
and it might give you a couple. I've got plenty of scars from boards.
And I think maybe growing up surfing, it could be sometimes intimidating. Oh, fiberglass boards are, a little intimidating. It hits you. It's not, sometimes not going to feel good.
No.
But eventually, once you kind of get into, the more hardcore aspect of surfing, where you kind of start to tinker in what you like and what you don't like.
Yeah.
Making boards and fiberglass surfboards can give you so many different avenues and so many different results, even just slight tweaks.
Yeah.
So we actually met at Croatan.
We did.
We were surfing at Croatan. You had like probably 4 boards with you at the time.
Yeah.
And so Andrew was essentially, testing out bunch of different boards. You catch a couple waves, come in, new board.
Yep.
Catch a couple waves. Is that your kind of your version of trial and error? Like if you are shaping, you have this vision of what you want the board to do, and then you just go test it.
Right. I mean, surfing, when you get into surfing, we talked about the bug earlier.
Yeah.
So it's only something that's a feeling. You know, it's not tangible. It's a feeling that you feel in your soul, you know,
course.
to get all deep with surfboards.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's seen Soul Surfer. We've
Yeah.
seen Surf's Up. That's got us all excited. So
Surf's Up.
yeah.
One of the best movies of all time.
yeah.
I'm willing to say that.
Yep. So it's I'm my biggest test pilot.
Right.
So if I like how the board rides, then I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe the public will like this as well.
Yeah.
And then I get people that ride the boards, and ask anyone that's bought a board from me. I'm like, I want your honest feedback.
Right.
If it's terrible, please tell me it's terrible, or else
Yeah.
I'm not going to know how to fix it. Because I know what
Exactly.
I can feel. Your surfing style is different than mine.
Right.
So
Everybody's got a slightly different,
Right.
you know, kind of style.
Yeah.
Different kinds of turns and stuff that they usually, you know, they're surfing. Everybody's surfing is a little different.
Of course.
Just like how every wave is different.
Yeah.
Um,
That's why we're the most subjective group of people when it comes to sports.
Right.
'Cause nothing is consistent in our sport. Well, now it is.
Yeah.
But nothing is consistent. You've got wind different day. You've got a wave a different day. You've got a different board a different day. You're in a different headspace in a different day.
of course.
So it's not like going to the track. And
Right.
it's like I need
Same
to
thing.
set up my 400 meter time, and I got to focus on getting it better and
Yeah.
better. We're subjects to variabilities all day long. So we're
Right.
super subjective.
Wind changes. You got a little bump in the face. Hey, maybe this board's not working now that there's a little bit of a chop.
Yeah.
Got to go grab this board.
Yeah.
You know, it's offshore. It's firing.
Yeah.
Not using this board. This board's for small waves. I got to go
Right.
grab my big wave board.
Yeah.
So many different things that go into it.
And that's why I get into these conversations with people at my shop.
Right.
So they come in.
What do you like?
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
Yeah. So where are you now? Where do you want to go?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, different board, different conditions every time. So we call it a quiver.
Yep.
It's a quiver of boards. So every surfer should have at least 2 boards.
Yeah.
And I always joke around with it because people come in and they want that one board quiver. And, you know, I have models that we can claim that if you're into this style of surfing versus this. But what happens when you get one board and it gets a ding in it? You need a backup board,
a
right?
backup board.
So while it's in the shop getting fixed, we've got another board out there for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all subjective, and
Mm-hmm.
every single board offers a different characteristic, and every surfer surfs in a different way.
Exactly.
So it's intimidating,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, trying to tell somebody, all right, you're going to want this.
Right.
And they're like, nah, I don't know.
I don't know if I do. I don't know if I do.
So when I brought all those boards to the beach that day when we first met,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm there just walking down 4 surfboards.
Everybody's like, "What's this guy doing?"
Yeah, it's like, man, this guy's crazy, and I'm that guy that
Yeah.
does that. Like,
You wanna
ask anyone.
tinker.
Yeah,
You
I've got
wanna-
2 with me always.
Yeah.
So
You always want to tinker and figure out,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and also you're a shaper, so you know, depending on the waves you catch, you can kind of tell a little bit
Yeah.
more detail each wave.
Yep.
And that'll help you with your future shaping.
yeah, and I'm a stickler for 1/16 of an inch. So
Are you?
That's a little line that I use to explain that to people because, you know, they'll jump on a board and be like, man, this board felt great. I'm like, all right, I'm going to change the rocker
Yeah.
off the tail and I'm going to drop it a 1/16 of an inch. Can I make it faster? Or I need to put more into it because I need it to turn a little bit harder.
These small changes that make big
yeah,
differences.
yeah.
Awesome. We're gonna take another quick break. When we come back, I want you to, you know, shout yourself out. Where can people find you if they want to get a board or
Yeah.
anything of the sort? So we'll be right back.
Sounds good.
Andrew Everson, almost stuttered there. Thank you so much for coming in.
Of course.
Teaching me a little bit about board shaping. We're going to definitely do a part 2 one of these days. The next time, hopefully getting into the shop,
Yeah, come on.
seeing everything that goes on around board shaping.
Yep.
Like you mentioned it earlier, it's a messy art
It is.
sometimes.
That's what artists are, though, aren't they?
Exactly. Is it really art if it doesn't, you know, if it's not a little bit messy?
Right.
There's always a process. Where can people find you?
Biggest account is Shapes by Everson on Instagram. I have a website called shapesbyeverson.com. You can reach me at my email, andrew@shapesbyeverson.com, or call me, 757-348-2030.
And he's always out there surfing in Virginia Beach.
I'm there all the time.
You'll find him. you'll find him with probably 4 to 5 surfboards under his arm walking onto the beach. So you can't.
That's why I got the board caddy
hat. I was going to say that is a sweet hat. Yeah. I got to get myself one of those. Andrew, again, thank you so much for coming on. We'll do a part 2 one of these days.
Stoked.
And say hi to him if you're out in the water and you see him.
Come find me.
Ask him some questions about surfboards too. He's an encyclopedia of knowledge. Thank you everybody for joining in. This has been Andrew Everson. Everson Shapes. Shapes by Everson.
Shapes by Everson.
Go check him out. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Awesome.